Bow wow.
Welcome to DogStar.
Each week we sit down with a star of hip-hop and R&B, and this week we have the pleasure of sitting down with Lizette Fonseca, the founder of Creative MPLS, which is
an honor.
Exactly, a hub of creativity here in the Twin Cities. And
I appreciate you having me. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much for making time. I know you must be busy with all the stuff that you do.
Yes, I am really busy. I had to fit you in my schedule, but I'm just. Thank you. I appreciate you having me, though.
Likewise, we appreciate you. Mm-hmm. Appreciate you sitting down with us, sitting down with fans. So let's dive into it.
Yeah, let's figure out how you got to where you are now by starting at the beginning.
The beginning.
Okay.
So, were you born in Minnesota?
Yes, I'm born. Raised in St. Paul, but I moved a lot, so I actually lived in mostly every city possible here in the state.
Cool.
So went to 5 high schools, 4 middle schools, like 3 elementaries. So
oh my gosh.
I graduated from Cottage Grove, but I went to Apple Valley High School. I went to Spring Lake Park. I went to Humboldt and St. Paul. And I went to another school in Boston when I was visiting my dad in Massachusetts for a little bit.
Wow.
So, yeah, I was moving a lot.
All over the place and from a young age, too. Let's take it back to maybe elementary school days, maybe even before you moved for the first time that you can remember. Who was playing music on the radio? Who was controlling the radio?
Well, my family always has, like, parties, and we always listen to Spanish music, but I had cousins that were closer to my age or a little bit older, and they would play whatever was in at the moment, like what the radio hits were at the time. And I remember my cousin actually forced me to come in front of them and perform TLC's, Digging on You? And I knew every word because I'm a big TLC fan, and they knew it. And they're like, just go up there and perform. And they made me perform in front of them. And I just remember I was super shy, but I sung everything.
Yeah.
And then I just remember I was wearing like a Notre Dame sweater. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. And I just kept like playing with the sweater, but I was nervous, but I kept going. And I think that's where I had a little taste of like what it was like to be in the spotlight or put on the spotlight.
Definitely. Yeah. How old was that?
Cool. I think I was probably when did that song come out? Because if it was in the early 90s, I must have been like 5 or 6 years old.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I'm showing my age.
And you were saying you were nervous for that, but it went well, it sounds like. It went decent?
It went well. No, they didn't make fun of me or anything. Was that like a confidence
boost?
Yeah, it gave me a confidence boost. They just kind of brushed it off. They were just going on to the next person, making them perform. So it wasn't where I felt ashamed or anything, but I kind of like, I had to break that nervousness that I had felt like when I was put on the spotlight. And I still have it sometimes, but that was just like the beginning if you really want to.
Yeah.
You still get nervous is what you're saying?
I still do get nervous. Everybody
when performing,
gets nervous. Yeah, I believe so. Because we are our biggest critics and we want to do well. And so, yeah, you really just have to have fun and just be yourself.
Yeah.
Were any of the family members urging you to get on stage? Were they innate performers as well? Did they play any instruments or?
I have uncles, cousins that all do music. They play instruments. I have a stepmom. She's a singer. We have some singers in our family. So we do a lot of music, but it's not like a musical family. But most of the uncles on my dad's side do music. My mom's side, not so much. They just like to party. Right?
I love that.
And listen to music.
Exactly.
Yeah,
listen to good music.
Yeah. Yes. Good taste in music definitely goes a long way.
Mm-hmm.
I can't get over the fact that you're saying you went to so many schools. That can be like hard for a kid. Was that something that you were like good at or like happy about when you moved schools?
Honestly, thinking about it, it was tough because everybody knew each other since kindergarten or they grew up, and so I am always the new girl and I had to always introduce myself and always make friends. And then when I did make friends, I never got too close because I'm like, well, I know we might not be friends for too long, so I'm just going to see how long this goes and then not take it as serious. And then it kind of made me in a way where I could turn it on and turn it off and not really get too close to people. Or I feel like it doesn't help as building relationships with others, is because I just never could build a relationship and kept it. And then I had to move and go to a new school and start over.
Yeah.
So it was something that I was good at just turning on and off. It wasn't really affecting me as much. So I do know a lot of people, but I wouldn't say they're too close to me or I'm close with them, you know.
Yeah, do you think that Rolling Stone lifestyle contributed to your like creativity at all? Like expressing yourself, or like you are like thrust into the spotlight when you're the new kid at school, like reinventing yourself so many times. Do you think that played into you looking towards the arts to like express yourself?
Yes, I actually remember once when I was the new girl, and it was at Anoka High School, I think. The teacher made me introduce myself, and then it was quiet. And then one kid was like, "She's hot." And everybody started laughing, and I'm just like, oh my gosh. But like, I remember getting in trouble a lot. So in Apple Valley, I was in school suspension a lot for just missing school or talking back or getting into fights, you know. So I was just the bad kid, you know. And so in school suspension, I used to write my raps all the time.
Whoa.
And then in Spring Lake Park, there was a group of kids that were only guys that would meet up and freestyle. And I had my freestyles ready. I was the only girl. I was ready to show out and be like, look, I got you. I'm about to kill all this competition right now and let you know it was done by a female. So, and I just was in there just writing my raps and memorizing them. And I'm really good at memorizing because I like acting. So I was taking some acting classes and stuff at the time. And memorizing stuff for me is very easy. I could make up a freestyle and know it after a few times of just repeating it. And then I'll just go up to them and it'll look like I just said it on top of the dome. And so now everybody's like, where did she come from? You know?
Wow.
That's so cool.
I was going to say, back to acting class. Did that kind of remind you of the spotlight, even when you had to do a monologue in front of the class? Or you didn't do any plays, did you?
I did, actually. I did. I was super excited when I was younger. In elementary school, I did Miss Little Red Riding Hood and Cinderella, and I memorized both scripts. And I remember the one girl who was supposed to play Cinderella was sick that day, and they asked me if I wanted to play the play, and I played both plays, and I was both the leading roles, and I memorized both, and I thought I was so cool, and I was super proud of myself.
Yeah.
I never really felt that from my family, like as if they were proud or really encouraged me to do it, but everything that I did was just to kind of please myself or know that I could do it and kind of challenge myself.
From that early of age, very impressive.
Yes.
Totally. Was there any other like performing in front of people that you did besides the plays? Like were you in band or choir?
Talent shows?
I did take band, but it was because I liked the guy that was playing the trombone at the time.
Did you choose trombone as well?
I was playing the clarinet.
Okay.
Yes, I that was pretty easy. I liked it. What else did I do? Well, I'm a soccer player, and I also ran track. Whoa. So I was doing a lot of things where you're really on the spotlight, or at least people are watching you. You know? I could play any sport. I was really a tomboy growing up, so like I was always outside playing.
Nice.
Yeah, so I do a lot of stuff. I don't know.
Definitely.
I keep myself busy.
And you've always kind of kept yourself busy. Yeah, we really admire that about you.
Thank you.
That's cool. When did the music, like when did you record your first song?
Yeah, from
like,
writing everything in ISS.
Yeah, it was in Cottage Grove. I met Slink Proper. He's actually a boxer now. I don't know if you heard of him.
I think so.
He actually just beat up Muhammad Ali's grandson or won the title against him, something like that.
Oh, finally.
Look him up, Slink Proper. But anyways, he was my best friend. I say was because we're not cool no more. But back in the day, we were really close friends. He had a studio at his house, and we were neighbors. We lived in the same neighborhood where he had a townhome maybe a block away from where I was. And
perfect.
so I used to come over a lot, and we used to work on music. And I remember I was in the shower and I came up with something, and I went over there and I laid it down, and we made a song, and we just kind of kept getting closer and closer. And because of him, I wanted to go to McNally and learn the music business.
Yeah.
And so I went there so I could be his manager, and so I could learn the industry.
Whoa.
And know how to protect myself, or how to basically navigate others' careers and help them as well. So that's why I went to McNally, but they actually closed down a year after I graduated. So I was pretty lucky that I was able to graduate with a degree. But, that's why I started Creative Minneapolis, is because there was nothing I could do with that degree except for use that knowledge and apply it to something. And that's where Creative Minneapolis came about.
Yeah,
that's so cool.
For those who don't know, Creative Minneapolis is a pillar of the community, I would argue. A one-stop creative shop.
Yeah, music, photography, video, studio,
consulting,
as well as
A&R,
you guys. Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah, and all that, it was because, it all came because of the fact that I was struggling with my music. I had to look for a photographer, a videographer. I had to look for the space, or at least they had to have the space for me to go there. A hairstyle or hair makeup artist. And so I thought, wouldn't it be nice if I just put them all in one room and just say, hey, come in, come do what you have to do, create some content. You want to take pictures, you want to record music, you want to do podcasts, you want to do an event, you want to sell your merchandise, you want to do a pop-up, you want to do hair. I even had an in-house barber at the time.
Whoa.
I basically was thinking, how can I bring everything and make it easier for somebody that's struggling to make it out here and wants to really follow their passion. And so that's where I thought that would have been a dope, just to do a one-stop shop. So.
And that's sweet. And like you were saying, because McNally closed, the people look at that degree like this school isn't even there anymore. What does this degree mean type thing is what you're saying?
Well, no, more so it's if you get a degree and you go to college, let's say you go there to become a lawyer, you have a job that you can actually apply that degree to. But a business music degree, where can I do that to? Only if I showed it to a record label or somebody in the industry. Maybe to them it'll mean something, but it's nothing that will guarantee me a job title somewhere, So
just the knowledge and experience.
It was just the knowledge, the experience, actually networking, knowing those people, connecting with those people. It actually they taught me accounting, contract law, everything. So it was basically a lot of essential stuff that I applied to my business.
Yeah.
And I was like, I have to put this to use some way, somehow, because I'm in a lot of debt now because of this, and I have to pay this back. So let's make this work. Or if not, I don't know. I might regret that I even did that,
Right.
Where did your inner hustler develop? Were you doing lemonade stands? Were you stealing your brother's cards and selling them to people?
I think a lemonade stand is as far as I can remember, because it was Mother's Day approaching and I wanted to buy my mom a gift. And so we bought some Kool-Aid packets, and I made the strawberry lemonade and then the regular lemonade. And then all the kids in the neighborhood were like, well, how do I know if I even like it? Can I try it? And I was like, you're not going to try to hustle me. I was like, I didn't say it like that, but I was like, you have to pay me $0.25 if you want to try it. Then you decide if you like it or not. And then the kid's like, fine. And so he gave me $0.25, and I was able to buy, I sold out. I bought my mom a rose and a card and some candy. And I think that's what I got her for Mother's Day. Yeah, but I was always brainstorming, thinking of ways to make money.
Ed and Eddie style.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, see, I was always out there doing stuff. So I was, I'm not even going to get into that.
That's sweet, though. Yeah. So early on had an early collaborator, inspired you to go to school. Where did the visual arts, like photography and videography, come in? Because I know you're a photographer as well.
Yes, so that came about where I wanted to invest into myself, and I was tired of paying other photographers. And honestly, there's some weird photographers out here that make you feel uncomfortable and put you through weird situations. And I was tired of it. So I was like, let me just invest into a camera. I started learning which cameras were good at the time, and I ended up buying like a Canon and a lens, and I just started to learn and teach myself to do it. And then other family and friends wanted me to start to take pictures, and then it kind of gave me more practice.
Yeah.
So I started teaching myself a lot on how to shoot and record videos too. And so I was using the camera and trying to use all of its features as much as I could.
That's sweet.
And then also turn it into something where I can make money. And, you know, I looked at it like, if I invested into this camera, what can I do to make my money back?
Yeah.
And that's where I started doing like $50 shoots or like $100 shoots. I was always striving to do like the least expensive in the competition. One, because I didn't have a lot of experience. And two, because I wanted it to be affordable, but also be like, hey, you want the same type of quality, you can get it with me, but you'll just pay less.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so.
Yeah, coming from the side of, because you're talking about you were dealing with photographers for your music career?
And modeling too. I was doing that at the time.
Sweet. Yeah, so you had the other side experience. So you were like, I know what people need. Like, not everybody's got hundreds and hundreds of dollars.
That
and
part.
nobody wants to feel uncomfortable while they're at a photo shoot.
Right, let alone paying $700 to take pictures with someone who makes you uncomfortable. That's exactly what we're trying to avoid. That almost inhibits creativity.
Right.
Exactly. And I feel like that's where creative was more like a safe space for a lot of people. Because when they seen that I was a photographer, or I had someone else that I trusted that was a photographer, they knew that it wasn't one of those type of deals where you might get taken advantage of, or they'll make you feel uncomfortable, make you do something you normally wouldn't do, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And so a lot of girls would rather shoot with me than go shoot with a male, just because they can feel more natural and know that, oh, this girl's not really like sexualizing me or something, you know. So, yeah.
Speaking of natural, we are sitting down with Lizette Fonseca. Lizette, as hopefully we've earned the right to say.
You earned the right.
You can follow her on Instagram, LIZETTE_FONSECA_. Also check out Creative Minneapolis, Creative MPLS, or Creative_MPLS on Instagram.
Yeah.
Follow the show at DogStar Podcast. We're going to be right back right after this with more Lizette.
Also check out CreativeMPLS.com.
Bow wow.
Bow wow.
Bow wow.
Bow wow.
Welcome back to DogStar. We are sitting down with Lizette.
What's that?
And yeah, learning about your childhood, really. And yeah, it definitely makes sense how you ended up here with those touchstone moments of performing for the first time, and then like the lemonade stand as well. Like
moving all around, kind of. Definitely, it sounds like affecting your socializing, but
Yeah.
positively at first. I'm sure being able to, like you said, turn it on and off was helpful.
Yeah, it was. But now as I'm an adult, I feel like it did affect me a little bit, just because people feel like at first when they meet me, they feel like, you know, we're going to be the bestest friends. And then all of a sudden you might not hear from me. And they're like, well, what happened? You know?
Right.
And it's not that I had anything personally against them or nothing. It's something that maybe I just get caught up in what I'm doing and I just don't want to bother others. Or I feel like if they wanted me to be invited to something, they would reach out, or vice versa. So I just kind of lost a lot of friendships along the way because of that.
Yeah,
you know? But
the habits of protecting yourself might come across as, why aren't you, closer, faster, whatever, what have you. Yeah, that sucks to hear, and that's kind of what I was thinking about the moving around stuff. But it's definitely you've made the most with your story, I would say, and it's awesome to see you doing so much for other people now and really building a community that people can feel comfortable and safe in.
Exactly. Thank you.
But we want to get into the discography because you started early on, even before some of these stories. So the earliest track I could find,
we did some digging.
Right, was the All Me remix. So we're talking
you did
SoundCloud.
Do some digging. Okay,
yes.
That's on my Reverb Nation. That's back in the day.
Yeah, so you were like Carter remixing tracks early on in your career?
Yeah, honestly, I think that I was going for...
or the drought, I should say.
Maybe I was kind of doing songs that were hot at the time and remixing them, maybe thinking that people are searching this song right now. It's Drake. It's All Me. Well, they might bump into my song or something. So that was the strategy that I was going for. But I realized not having original beats or owning my own music was me just giving away all these lyrics for free. And I couldn't make any money off of it. So remixing and doing covers is cool just to get noticed, but it's not good if you want to make money off of it, you know.
But definitely good promotion, definitely showcasing how like adept you are at writing music. Like I can do it fast, I can do it to any beat. Like I can do it better than the person who did it on the beat.
That was the goal. It was like a competition. Like let me do it better than the person who did
that's the rule of thumb. Don't do the remix if it's not going to be better than the original.
Exactly.
And I'll personally say you beat out Ice Spice for sure.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah.
The remixes are sweet, and then the Ice Spice one later on, keeping the chorus in there is sweet. Like I don't know, it's sweet.
That we're talking about Bikini Bottom freestyle.
I even added the Bikini Bottom intro at the beginning.
That's perfect.
And I mixed it, mastered it.
Because you guys do the studio. You're a producer as well, engineer.
I'm an engineer too, self-taught. Everything that creative is, that's who I am. I do it all. Basically, I could edit. I could engineer. I don't produce songs like as far as making beats, but I could do everything else though.
That's so sick.
Yeah.
And definitely sweet that you're sharing your talents with everybody because it sounds like you're a fast learner.
Oh yeah.
And like, there's not a better friend to have than a friend who can learn stuff really fast and then like help you do it too. Like,
I'm always what's mine is yours. If I really like care about you, I'll share it and share that knowledge. I'm not the one to keep that or be like a gatekeeper, nothing like that. I'm here to help and, pass the baton to the next person who is willing or wants to or is deserving of it,
Definitely.
Heck yeah.
I mean, it all kind of comes down to time management. We'll get back into the discography here in a sec, but do you have any advice for people who are starting to spin more and more plates on any time management advice?
Yes, using notes or like your calendar on your phone, alarms. I like seeing stuff visually, so I have like a whiteboard. I write stuff down to remind myself. I like erasing it, and it kind of makes me feel accomplished. Like, okay, I got this done now. I got all this rest to do.
Yeah.
Just keeping reminders. I actually have 2 phones, so I'll text my other phone, and so that text message between both phones is just reminders or things that I have to get done, and then I'll just go back and go through my messages and be like, oh, I forgot to get this done, or I have to fax this, or I have to finish this, or I have to edit that, or and it just kind of helps me remind myself and keeping myself on track because I have so many projects. And I don't want to miss those deadlines. And sometimes they start to stack up on top of each other and it can get a little hectic, but it helps a lot if you do that.
And you, again, we really respect your work ethic. You don't seem like the type of person who, when it gets stressful and hectic and you're losing sleep, you don't seem like the person to quit.
Oh, no, I'm not. Actually, I use that to fuel me, to motivate me. I mean, going back to like a little bit of my childhood, I was told that I wasn't going to amount to anything, that I wasn't going to graduate because of me being like in trouble so much or talking back. And that motivated me to graduate and actually was able to use that to prove people wrong. And that's how I function nowadays. Like if I feel defeated, I'll try to do my best so I could overcome it.
That's huge. That's amazing.
That is sweet. But was there
back to the discography?
Back in,
yes.
Did you have any other artist names like early on in like the freestyle days? Did you have any like MC?
Yes, I did. It's so embarrassing. Okay. I used to come. Wow, this is so embarrassing.
This is as embarrassing as it'll get.
Right.
And it's historical. We feel like it's important.
Okay, so I have older cousins and they use slang terms. And like one of the slangs that I heard my cousin use was breezy. In the Urban Dictionary, that means like that girl over there, but it could also mean that hoochie over there, you know? So I used to call myself Lil Breezy. That was my name.
Okay. And how old, what age are we talking?
Let's see. I think like 14, 15.
Okay. Yeah. And did that evolve? Did it go Breezy into Eye Candy into Lizette Fonseca? Or?
I actually dropped it after they were making fun of me. And so I was like, okay. And then now Chris Brown, he kind of goes by Breezy now. So it's kind of cool. Funny. But if a girl calls herself that, it's not cool. So I dropped it and I just went by Lizette for the longest. And then I was like, I really need to come up with a name. And so, you know, the iPhones and stuff was in. So I turned the I into the Eye Candy, but I spelt it different because to me, like eye candy models or eye candy means like you're visually pleasing.
Yeah.
And so that's where that came from. I was like, oh, and I love candy. So eye candy it is.
What if you could only eat one candy for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Oh, one candy? Oh, my goodness.
Or one chocolate candy, one fruity candy.
Okay, I can do that. Okay, that's easy. The chocolate one would be the hazelnut one, what's it?
Ferrero Rocher.
Ferrero Rocher.
Yeah.
Yes. And the fruity one, put me on the spot. Let me think here. I like gummies a lot, so
okay,
some type of like fruit snack or something.
Yeah. And so you weren't releasing music as Eye Candy just yet in our discography here,
because we just did All Me and then La Favorita.
Yeah, La Favorita.
That is a sweet song, and the music video is like super cool.
I love that music
What
video.
event was that at?
That was Cinco de Mayo. Is actually in my neighborhood where I grew up. So I said I was from St. Paul, and the west side of St. Paul, they used to do the parade for the Cinco de Mayo. And so they'll have lowriders, they'll have games and all this stuff for kids and food and music and stuff. So I wanted to showcase where I came from, where my neighborhood was from and what it was like. And I thought that would have been a perfect moment to capture. And so that's where it came, but it has nothing to do with the song at all.
Right.
So,
no, it's just the environment where the song was inspired by.
Yeah, and showing off my culture and everything too. So it was cool. It was more for people to get to learn more about me or where I come from. So
and the vision. It sounds like it came out just the way you had envisioned it, because it is like a day at that event, pretty much.
Yeah.
Cruising through.
Was it hard to collaborate with? Who is High Def, or how did you cross paths with him?
Oh, he's dope. He's a videographer for Lil Chief Keef.
Whoa.
Yes, he's done videos for a lot of different people in the industry. But he's from Minnesota.
Okay.
So I met him while he was out here promoting his services. And then he kind of started networking with the right people and started doing Soulja Boy's videos and all these people. And so I was fortunate enough to have him edit and shoot that video for me. And it was before he started taxing. So I was glad that I caught him before that moment.
In that sweet spot, right?
Yes.
And did he edit the behind the scenes kind of the video as well?
That was my friend Naya. Me and him had like another company similar that it was kind of forming into Creative Minneapolis, but we called it Aftertainment. So it was more so like we did recaps. We'll come, you'll pay us, we'll go to your event, we'll do a recap video, and then that was like Aftertainment.
That's how it started.
So yeah, he was like my videographer and my video editor. So he put that together.
Because Aftertainment, that's ringing bells. Aftertainment produced Bad and Bougie video and the So Gone music video. That's blown my mind that was early Creative MPLS.
Right.
Yes, that was kind of similar. Us just doing recaps and going to your events and stuff. But then me and him, he's from the Virgin Islands, so I met him at McNally Smith. He's a really dope singer.
Wow.
But anyways, he moved, and so he has his own studio now, which is not like Creative, but it has like the white wall, and he just does photography and videography.
Sweet.
And that's what he does out there, so... it's
That's
pretty cool
so
to
cool.
see.
That's sweet. Having like sister studios, like they have the sister countries. It's like
it's a global thing.
Yeah, you go to Minnesota, you know where to lock in. You go to the Virgin Islands, you know where to lock in.
Exactly. He can come here, I can go there. I haven't been there, but I know I have a studio that I can go to. So.
That's so cool. Yeah, lifelong connections.
Yeah,
it sounds like
maybe that'll be the next where you take the vacation to write the next 2 or 3 projects.
Actually, I was thinking about going out there shooting a video and doing something cool out there.
I'm picturing beaches already.
Yeah.
jet skis. Yeah. That sounds so fun. And then the next song I found was Pick It Up, which is the Spanglish remix.
Yes.
Do you like that song originally, like the original version, or did you hear it and you're like, I could do better right away?
What's funny about that song? I normally didn't even pick that instrumental. I was sent that instrumental by another artist who wanted me to feature on the song, and I recorded my verse. And when he heard my verse, he didn't want to do the song anymore.
Because you outwrote it.
Basically.
Basically,
my verse was better than his. So he said, I'm not doing it no more. And then that's when I added the Spanish part at the second and at the end.
Yeah.
Just to finish the song. But I was like, forget it. I'm just going to do a little freestyle and put it out and just see what happens. That was when I just didn't care about doing remixes and just putting them out there and just testing the waters.
Yeah.
So.
No, those are all fun songs. The remixes, I like them a lot.
Thank you.
The next song, so now we're up to 2019. So we're getting closer to making the big moves in school and stuff.
Okay.
There's I don't know how to say this guy's name.
Keruben.
Right.
Yes.
And then I also don't know how to pronounce the word.
Oh, imagínate.
There you go.
That means imagine in Spanish.
How'd you end up collaborating with him?
I wanted to do more Spanish music at the time, and he's a really, really good Spanish artist. Kind of like in the Bad Bunny genre, the type of trap Spanish music.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to tap in more into that market and wanted him to do songs with me. I had a studio at my house at the time. He would come over. We would work on music. And that's one of the songs that we worked on at my house. And he actually edited and mixed it for me and stuff. I just feel like he added a little bit too much auto-tune on his part. But for my part, I don't know if you could tell, I was singing in the background and then I was also rapping. But the song is basically like, leave it to the imagination. So something sexy, yeah. So that's what that was. That's what that song was about.
Amazing to get, the kind of the process.
Yeah, it was really cool to work with him. And so, yeah, that's how we came about.
Sweet.
I reached out to him. And so, yeah, we're still cool friends now. He's not doing much music no more, but I'm always asking him, like, when are we going to do a song? Because I really do want to do more music in Spanish. So.
Heck yeah.
Shortly after we, and again, forgive my pronunciation, Dale Mas.
Dale Mas.
Freestyle again
Yes.
in March of 2019. that is a video if you haven't seen that.
Oh, yeah.
Go and watch that video right now. I want to ask, did you produce that video? Because I couldn't find credits.
Oh, so I did edit it. I put it together, but I
Wow.
paid someone to shoot it. And
That's
so
so
they were
cool.
using their little gimbal on their phone, and they shot it at my husband's store, Urban Jungle. So that was, it has some history behind it because that store is no longer there anymore. So if you watch the video, you'll be able to see what it looked like when we first started.
That's sick.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of a snapshot.
And
Yes.
I don't want to get too relationshipy, but that's a power couple, Urban Jungle and Creative MPLS. Like, I didn't put that together until today. How did you guys meet? Was it just like
I met him in Apple Valley in 10th grade.
whoa?
Yes. I was in the cafeteria and we used to sit in the same table, and he asked me for my number, and then another kid that liked me asked me for my number too. And I was like, whoa, I'm a player. I was like, I got 2 numbers, you know? And I didn't call them. I thought they were playing. I didn't take it serious. And so Tommy saw me the next day and he was like, why didn't you call me? I was like, you were serious? He was like, yeah, I thought you were going to call me. But his pickup line was terrible. It was so bad. He was like, he thought that I was like some party girl and that I already had a boyfriend. So he was like, well, I'm having a party in my basement at my house if you want to come. And I was like, okay. But that was just so dumb to me. And that's why I didn't call him, because I was like, he must be playing. And then he was talking to some other girl at the time. So I kind of thought, you're just trying to like talk to me, but you're not serious. And so he stopped talking to her and started talking more to me. And so now it's been about 20 years since I've known him. Yeah, met him in 2004.
That's wild.
So
We'll be right back with more Lizette here on DogStar. Bow wow.
Yes.
Bow wow.
Bow wow.
Bow wow.
Welcome back to DogStar.
We're sitting down with Lizette, or Liz, because we know so much about you now. It's like we're old friends.
Yes.
We're working our way through your discography, picking up tips and tricks along the way, learning how you met some of these collaborators.
Yeah.
But yeah, where we left off, you're heavy into the music videos, and this is around the same time that you have a studio to shoot music videos in now. Yeah, very exciting stuff. Am I missing anything before Swervin' in 2022?
Don't ask me.
Am I missing anything? Was there anything? Swervin' is the next song, right?
Yeah, so we talked about all the songs that were before Creative, right?
Right.
I believe so.
Okay.
Dolly Moss, Bad and Bougie, Pick It Up.
Yeah,
La
Dolly Moss
Favorita,
was the
All
last
Me.
one.
No, we're good.
And
yeah.
so Swervin'.
I mean, there's a song I never released, so I guess we can't really talk about that one. But I think the next song is Swerving. Yeah.
Okay, again, originally released in May of 2022, re-released as that sick live on the mic video, Creative MPLS, and 2024, February, just a few weeks ago.
Yes.
And that's the song you brought with. So do we want to talk about that now or talk about it right before we listen to it?
Let's save that for the very end.
Okay.
All down.
So then, and then this is the Eye Candy rebrand time as well. So we talked about that a little bit. So now you did the Ice Spice, the remix to Bikini Bottom, which was sweet. Doing
so cool.
The creative vision on the visualizers or the stuff like that. And then another freestyle, FNF freestyle, which was sweet. Oh, what in the timeline was the like the big cipher with all the ladies on it?
Oh yeah, I did a song with all these rappers. It's called Roll Call. It was the Roll Call remix.
The Shibuya remix,
Shibuya, yes, remix. Basically, I gathered all the local female artists that are making noise right now, you know, like Carson Blue, Whitney. We had Sage, myself.
Yeah, it was like 6 or 8
we
or
had
10.
like 8 or 9
BB Blood,
girls.
Pretty K,
BB
Carson
Blood,
Blue,
Pretty K,
Double Hay,
Hay,
Oh, right. Amora, the
Amora.
MF Tsunami.
Yes.
That's so cool.
I feel like I'm missing one more. Who was right after me? BB.
Right.
T Baby.
Or T Baby.
Oh,
yes,
right,
T Baby.
right.
Yeah.
And I mean, it seems kind of like common sense, but how did that idea come to fruition?
Well,
You just fed up?
no, no. I think that I think we just got done doing a all female showcase, and so I put together a show, and I had all just women performing, and then I thought, wouldn't it be nice if we all came together and did a song, and I picked that instrumental. I did my verse. I sent it out to. I just had a group chat message with all the women that we did the show with, and I said, if I did this remix, who would want to be on it? And they heard my verse, and all these women, like 9 girls, responded, and they all wanted to go on the remix. And so we recorded most of them at Creative, and then some of them recorded at their studio, and then I edited and mixed it myself. And then we shot the video for it.
At Creative? Was that a creative production?
Yeah, it was all creative. Everything, I guess everything that I did or do, it was so I can brand creative or put creative behind it or make it like as the production of it, or somehow it has something to do with creative, you know?
Yeah,
so.
I think that's the big lesson I'm learning from this interview is that if it's got anything to do with you had a hand in it, you know what I'm saying?
Basically,
like,
yeah,
that's so cool.
I'm always like the one that sees the vision, and then I somehow put it together and I present it to people that are like-minded, and then we collaborate.
Yeah, you're making it happen. It's very, very inspirational. And yeah, Creative MPLS, when it was over off Cedar or Washington, wherever that was, it was just such a cool thing. Like, it seemed like the place to be.
Yeah, great hub.
Yeah.
But then that location closed. But you're back up now. What was that? Like, was that like heartbreaking when that closed? Did you not see that coming, or how did that whole?
I tried my hardest to keep that spot, but honestly, a lot of people that saw what I was doing were trying to rent it from the owner or try to get me to leave, and there was a lot of problems with the building. The ceiling was collapsing. It damaged some of my equipment.
Oh, no.
There was a lot of issues with homeless people breaking in. They didn't break into my studio, but they were breaking into other businesses close to me.
Dang.
And I just thought, after the landlord, which is a slumlord, he didn't really pay the electricity. And so we didn't have lights or anything. And I couldn't operate. And so I said, okay, this is the last straw. I kept it as long as I could. I never had a bathroom. I never had AC or heat. So I was always like putting space heaters or like portable ACs and just trying to accommodate as much as I could. And I made it the best that I could. But it was time for me to move on to a new space. And I actually moved to Uptown at the mall. And I started building it. However, LA Fitness is right above me. So you could hear the dumbbells dropping. So yeah, people walking. I'm like, okay, I can't make this into a recording space. It was cool for a retail spot. But we did get breaking into, I guess another homeless person broke in there and actually stole some of my stuff.
No way.
And that was when I had to just get out of there. And right now I'm just remote. I'm actually shopping. I have a few buildings that I went to go look at last week in downtown St. Paul. And yeah, I'm actually looking at a record store that is right there by Candyland.
Sick.
Cool.
It has a stage, has a basement.
What?
It kind of gives me the old creative vibes that I had at the other space.
Yeah.
But this one's a lot bigger. It's better. The only problem would be parking, but there's a parking ramp there. There's parking lot right next to it. Street parking.
And transit down there, downtown.
Yeah, there's the bus. So I'm just kind of keeping my options open, and I'm still doing like content for the page and doing stuff remotely.
I mean, St. Paul would love to have you. We're barely on this side of the river, but we're always rooting for St. Paul. It would be so cool to have creative STP.
There you go. it would be Creative STP, or I would just change it to MSP, which will be Minneapolis, St. Paul.
Perfect.
That's genius.
Yep. So I am working on a new logo for that as well. And I've always said I vision Creative being Creative LA, Creative. You know,
I mean, you could just take the jump, go worldwide.
You know, stuff
right
like
now.
that. That it would be like a franchise or something. If that would be the ultimate goal to reach, that would be what I want for Creative.
We really respect how big you think, how far into the future you're able to see. A true visionary.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Don't sell yourself short.
Exactly. Yeah, we hope we can help you out in any way that we can. Because the way you're moving like inspires us to work harder as well. So it's like it's good to be around and within eyesight of people doing great things, and that's definitely what you're doing.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
So, now, again, we had referenced a few of those songs along the discography. Let's fly right through them. Okay. Again, we talked about the initial release of Swervin'. We talked about the Bikini Bottom freestyle. Did we talk about Roll Call, the Shibuya remix? Yes, with all the killer female artists on it.
The video and the song,
and then the Swervin' video. Again, I mentioned it earlier.
I haven't posted it yet. It hasn't released.
Oh, I'm talking about the On the Mic live at Creative MPLS.
On the Mic? Oh, yes. That I used myself and my music or my likeness to promote that service that I'm providing for Creative. So it's like, you know how they rap in front of the mic hanging?
Yeah.
I basically used my song and myself to kind of show them what I could provide or what I could do.
Sick.
And so they can inquire and see if they would want to do a live performance for their songs.
Mm-hmm.
And so I do a lot of that with myself, but at the same time I look at it like a win-win scenario because I'm promoting myself and I'm promoting my business at the same time.
Right. And that's the perfect combination for you because, you did modeling at the beginning. So it's like the person in the commercial for the product is a model, but then you're also the business person who's providing the product.
Yes, I think I wear too many hats and it could be overwhelming.
No, you don't even have to look at your phone like, who's going to help me with this? It's just like me.
I just need myself. And I self-taught myself to be like that because I was just not going to. I hate relying on the engineer. He'll take forever to mix my song. The photographer will take forever to send me my pictures. And it's like, I just am in control of everything. And it's in my hands and I could do what I want with it.
I mean, eventually you're going to have to start delegating more and more. What do you think you would start to delegate at first? Like video editing or mastering or...
I don't know.
I know you. Again, you just said you want to have control over it all.
Yes, and that's the problem too, because I can get overwhelmed by so much and so many projects, and it's a good and bad thing because I'll start one and then won't end it because I just started another one, and I leave a lot of projects undone because of that.
So maybe an assistant.
Yeah, I would need an assistant or simplify it to the point where I could just give those responsibilities and maybe just assign those to people that can just, specialize in those things. You know what I'm saying? So.
I mean, running the business is enough job for one person, let alone running the business and being an artist yourself and being a photographer and being a videographer and producer of shows and stuff like that. That's a lot. It's definitely a lot, but good to have the team. But also you've got an eye for talent as well because the Creative MPLS does management services. Is that right?
Yeah, I work with artists and there's some artists that want me to manage them as well. But I do have a good ear for music too. And I don't know. I'm just here to just help others. So if you guys feel like you want me to help you with anything, I'm an open book. Just let me know.
You heard it here.
Heard it here first. Now let's talk about Swervin' like all the way. I know we talked about it like twice already.
We've only got about 3 minutes left.
What were you going through in life when you wrote Swervin'?
Yeah, when you wrote the lyrics.
And did you have the beat already picked out or did you write it and then find the beat?
I found the beat. I just came across it and I had to cut up the beat because actually the beat there's an intro to that beat, which is super long. It felt like you're at church. It's kind of one of those church vibes at the beginning. So I cut that out. I was thinking about using it in the video of maybe praying or doing something, but I'm like, no, it doesn't go with it. Whatever
Right.
I'm trying to go with that. So I was actually at Creative by myself, and I was taking advantage of just having some downtime, and I was listening to the beat, and I wrote to it. I wanted to record it, so I started recording myself, and then I sent it over to my engineer, and then he mixed it for me. And then I made sure I posted it on my birthday, which is May 24th. I don't know if you see a pattern.
I was about to bring up, does May 24th have any significance? Yes, it does.
It does, because La Favorita was published on May 24th. And then I released that song on May 24th. And then I released Swervin' on May 24th as well. So, they're all different years, but it's always May 24th because it's my birthday, and there is a significance. I want it to mean something. Like, the date has to mean something to me.
Wow. I mean, it's April 19th technically right now. May 24th is coming up.
It is. I have a song coming up too.
No way. I was just guessing.
No, for real. I do.
Really?
Yes, I'm going to be in New York, so I'm going to be working on a new song, and I actually should have been done with this song already, but when I do release it, it will be on May 24th for sure.
Oh my God.
What can fans get excited for? You don't have to spill all the beans.
Right, you've given us a lot already.
We got a minute.
It's modern. It's like new stuff, like that drill music that people listen to right now. So it will be like a new version or new sound that you haven't heard me do before. I'm just trying to keep up with the times, but also show people that I am versatile and I can still do whatever, or at least I can still do it. You know?
Still,
we've been sitting down with the trendsetter, Lizette.
Yes, you got that right.
Yeah, thank you so much for coming in. Make sure to check out creativempls.com. Check out creative_MPLS on Instagram. Lizette_Fonseca_. Check out everything she does. You can bet on her to keep doing great things. Follow us, DogStar Podcast.
Thank you again so much.
Thank you guys.
No problem.
Sure.
Bow wow.
Bow wow.
Okay, pretty running, my jeweler just done it. 50-50 only way, we keep it 100. Why these so ghetto? They ain't on my level. Always on my lane like I won't hit the pedal. Yeah, we swerving. Your man got an attitude cause I curved him. You better fix your face, it ain't working. My style clean, you the unedited version. These thirsty, yeah, but we swerving. Your man got an attitude cause I curved him. You better fix your face, it ain't working. My style clean, you the unedited version. These thirsty, yeah, but we swerving. Or you, but I keep bitches on these toes with a rock in the too ugly. You be jumping off my neck and my wrist, and I only get if that's a check that I miss. Cause I'm covering all bases, smothering all bases. Broke since birth, you bumming in all faces. Internationalist, stunting in all stages. Play the hand I was dealt, coming up all aces. Okay, pretty running, my jeweler just done it. 50-50 only way, we keep it 100. Why these so ghetto? They ain't on my level. Always on my lane like I won't hit the pedal. Yeah, we swerving. Your man got an attitude cause I curved him. You better fix your face, it ain't working. My style clean, you the unedited version. These thirsty, yeah, but we swerving. Your man got an attitude cause I curved him. You better fix your face,